Hi everybody, my name is Jens Larsen. Melodic minor is probably the scale sound that we connect the most to modern jazz. Whether it's more modern acoustic jazz or it's more into the realm of fusion jazz, melodic minor is pretty much everywhere. And the melodic minor scale and the material that we check out for melodic minor we can use on a lot of different types of chords, like minor major chords, or actually any kind of tonic minor, also dominance, Lydian augmented chords, and also Lydian dominance. So there's really a lot of places where you can put the same type of melodic material to use. And in this video I'm going to go over 3 examples of some melodic minor licks that are using some devices and some concepts that I really like to use when I'm improvising with the melodic minor scale. And of course you can check out the licks, but you can also just start looking into what those concepts are and what they sound like, and then you can start making your own licks, and that's probably a little bit more valuable than just knowing whatever I've played. The first example is using triad pairs. So I really like to use triad pairs for melodic minor because somehow those two things just work really well together. And if you know your triad inversions along the neck, and you also know a little bit about the melodic minor scale, then it's an easy way to come up with some lines. As you can tell in this lick as well, you can move really from a fairly low note to a fairly high note on the neck quite easily because you're not really thinking about positions, you're more shifting between different triad inversions. The way I use triad pairs is not too systematic. You can of course start practicing this quite systematically, and it's worthwhile checking out, but when you start trying to make your own licks, then probably you want to be a little bit more free and a little bit more chaotic and not get stuck in any kind of system. At least that's my taste. So, and that's also clear in this line actually. So the triad pair I'm using for this is a G major triad and an F augmented triad. So the whole thing is of course D minor melodic, and actually all the examples in this video are on a D minor melodic scale. Of course there are many ways you can take this out. If I was to do the triads in inversions along one string set, that could be something like this. And what I'm doing in the lick is using that a little bit. I'm using different things because I'm using the triads where they're played as one note per string, so I begin with that. So sort of an F augmented triad inversion here, and then 2 notes per string G major triad, and then we get another inversion of the F augmented. But here the pattern has changed, so now it's not 3 notes. So the first 2 were 3 notes, like, and then the next one is 4. And then the next one, which is a G major triad in root position again, is also 4 notes. And then I end with the C sharp and then resolving to the E, which is the 9th on the D minor major. If you're using on that, of course. D minor major, so we have D melodic minor, so that's a D minor major sound. It's also a G Lydian dominant, and it's C sharp altered or D flat 7 altered. And it's also F Lydian augmented. Those are kind of the main chords I would use it on, I think. So if you have come across one of those chords, you can kind of use exactly this lick, of course, and also you can check out how to move it around and think in those kind of relationships when you're trying to come up with some stuff for melodic minor. The next example is sort of focusing on using a major 7 sharp 5 sound. So here I'm using it of course as an F major 7 sharp 5 arpeggio, and already from the second beat you get the F major 7 sharp 5 here, and then down the scale, and then you get an A7 arpeggio, and then the F major 7 sharp 5 arpeggio again, and then resolving to the B, which will then be the 6th of the D minor or 3rd or so on and so forth for all the different chords. The third lick is using chordal harmony. So chordal harmony in melodic minor can be a little bit quirky because some of the things that we're used to from chordal harmony when we're playing it through a major scale, where chordal harmony really is also fourths and augmented fourths intervals all the time, is not really happening in melodic minor. So just to demonstrate that, if I take the D minor melodic scale and then play the diatonic chordal arpeggios on the middle string set, so that would be this. So especially we have a few places where we kind of have a diminished fourth, well not kind of, we actually do have a diminished fourth, and that means that we have this major third interval in there. So, and that happens here and also here, and that can be a little bit strange to get used to, because we're kind of used to just hearing like these kind of sounds, or maybe that one also, when we're dealing with chordal harmony. So it's a little bit tricky. At least I had to sort of sit and work on it a bit to get used to moving it around when I started work on it. The line that I'm playing is using exactly these chordal harmony arpeggios. So I'm starting down here with the one from E, so, and then from F, and then the one from G. And so they're not, this one is kind of directly related to the sound of the chords that we're playing it on, because that could be like a D minor 6 or G13 or C sharp altered, but this one is not necessarily directly related. But at the same time, because we're putting it together with the other ones in the context, it really does start to spell out the melodic minor scale. In fact, we play all the notes from the melodic minor scale here. And then I continue with an A major triad, and then an E minor triad, and then down the scale to the 7th degree, and then I end there. These three concepts are something that I use really a lot when I'm improvising over melodic minor sounds, like an alto dominant or a tonic minor chord. And of course, you can check them out with some of the exercises that I went over as well, and you should probably try and make your own licks instead of just looking at what I'm doing with them. But I'm also curious if you have some concept that you use a lot when you're using melodic minor, if there's something that you like to use as a melodic idea, a certain type of arpeggio or triad pair, then please leave a comment, let me know about that. We all want to learn something new, and there's often a lot of interesting stuff happening in the comments. If you want to learn more about jazz guitar and this is the first time you see one of my videos, then subscribe to my channel. I publish a new video every Monday and Thursday, and I've been doing this for quite some time, so there's already a lot of material available on my channel. If you want to help me keep making videos, then check out my Patreon page. It's because of the support that I'm getting from my patrons that I can keep on going and publish new videos every week. And if you join me over on Patreon, I can also give you something in return for your support. That's about it for this time. Thank you for watching, and until next time.